Hi and welcome to Movies Suck. Last week I put out a couple of videos relating to Daredevil and the hopes that he might feature again in the MCU. At least the Charlie Cox Daredevil. I mean, it's likely that a Daredevil will someday turn up in the MCU, but we're hoping for a continuation of the Daredevil we've got to know and love on Netflix. Here on Bound into Comics, they have a little bit of a story about this, where Charlie Cox addresses the rumors of Daredevil being involved in Spider-Man 3. From the man himself. Let's have a look and see what it says. Daredevil actor Charlie Cox addresses rumors that his character from the Netflix series might represent Peter Parker in upcoming Spider-Man 3. Rumors surrounding Daredevil's involvement in Spider-Man 3 began circulating and were primarily based off the post-credit scene involving J. Jonah Jameson outing Spider-Man's identity as Peter Parker and accusing Parker of murdering Mysterio. Oh dear. Well, I wasn't a massive fan of Spider-Man Far From Home, but yeah, it was okay. Cox addressed those rumors while speaking with the CBS-owned comicbook.com. He stated, "I hadn't heard those rumors, but it's certainly not with my Daredevil. I'm not involved in it." He added, "If that's true, it's not with me, it's with another actor." How sad is that? But he may be keeping it quiet, you never know. We can only hope, and there is that rumour that Marvel might regain control over these characters earlier than they thought they would. Keep ourselves open to the possibility that this might happen. It might still happen, even if Charlie Cox thinks it's unlikely. Cox did indicate that he does hope to continue playing the character. "Look, I had a great time. I'm so grateful I got to play that character as long as I did. Of course, I'd love to keep going. I'd love to be involved with it." He added, "As a fan of the Marvel movies, I've loved the little stuff where they pop up here and there, but because we were on Netflix, we weren't able to do as much for legal reasons. I don't know why. Yeah, those bastard legal contracts. Why would they not be allowed to join in the MCU? Fancy them not adding a part to the contract that allowed them to join the MCU. As the Marvel Cinematic Universe goes, that seems like a no-brainer." Well, I guess they were just glad to get rid of a couple of minor characters and let someone else make a show with them so they can make a bit of extra money, and knowing that they will get control of them again eventually. It seems like there's a lack of foresight there with the MCU. To not think that they might want to be able to use these characters within the MCU, especially for things like Charlie Cox is a lawyer, Daredevil's a lawyer. You think they might want to involve that in the story somewhere, especially around Spider-Man with Hell's Kitchen. It seems very, very strange that they wouldn't have something going on there. But apparently they didn't. Bit dumb. But this is the MCU and Marvel in general, which is taking that beeline off into SJW nonsense land. Clown World is a thing. Marvel were bitten by the bug, and unfortunately, the MCU seems to be drifting the same way as the comic books. In which case, we're probably glad that Daredevil can't be involved. Because, let's face it, he's a cool character. It'd be sad to see what they do with him. Oh man. Anyway, he continues. "But I love the idea of Jessica and Matt showing up in the background, or Matt as a lawyer advising Peter Parker. That would be really, really cool," Cox concluded. Cox had previously lamented the idea of not being able to play Murdock again. "It's weird to think there's a chance I won't be playing Matt Murdock ever again. That's a bizarre feeling because that character's been such a huge part of my life for the last 4.5 years. Man, it's been a big part of my life for a while now too, because I really loved those Daredevil series. I mean, alright, Series 2 wasn't the most amazing, but they picked it back up again with Series 3. It was great stuff. Really, really sad that that's gone. And no idea when it might come back. I mean, Disney streaming, well, that would be nice, maybe, but they'd have to, start an adult level of Disney streaming, because at the minute, there's no way they could possibly put this show on Disney streaming. But then it's a good reason not to actually get Disney streaming, because, well, Disney is like the devil. You have Satan, Disney. How do you separate the two at the minute? It's kind of hard to say. Anyway, that's all this video is about. The fact that Charlie Cox says that, unfortunately, he is not going to be reprising Daredevil, at least he doesn't think so, for Spider-Man 3. We can only hope that that's going to change, as it says here. However, with the Chinese pandemic shutting down film productions, the next Spider-Man film is now scheduled to be released in November 5th, 2021, so it's possible they could use Daredevil, and might bring Cox on board despite the fact that he hasn't been contacted yet. Remember Ewan McGregor admitted he lied for 4 years about reprising his role as Obi-Wan Kenobi? Yeah, well, that hasn't really happened yet either. And honestly, some of the stuff that Ewan McGregor's spouted, especially related to Birds of Prey and the misogyny bollocks, makes you wonder whether this, and of course the fact that Disney Star Wars has been an absolute heinous travesty on the Star Wars lore. The Star Wars universe has been badly damaged by Disney. The Mandalorian was okay, it's not great, it's just the best that is available at the minute. So I'm not sure how well that's going to go. And then they mentioned the fact that She-Hulk may appear in the film. But, well, that's probably not going to go well either, considering the state of the person that's writing the She-Hulk movie. I mean, Christ. Marvel is pretty much the pits at the minute. And I don't see any way they can drag themselves out of this with the current ideology they have. But we can only hope someday good Marvel may return. And hopefully so will Daredevil. This has been Movie Sucks signing out. Leave a like, share, subscribe, and I will catch you guys on the flip side.